Alright, I think it's safe now. The computer is acting real funny. Real funny. But anyways, I made this last room. It made me a mini cemetery for my decorations. That's the end result from yesterday. Today I'm doing a scary pumpkin. I'm gonna be sketching this. I'm gonna freehand this and see where the day takes me. And I got these. I mean, I'm gonna have much better paint soon. What? You gotta learn with cheap stuff before you move along to other stuff. I don't know. I'm just leaving this here because I might want to add something to it later for a longer thing. I don't know, but I'm looking at the lines, the picture, and I like to sketch it out in crayons. And I don't discriminate with crayons. I'll just use the red one. I just like using dark colors so I could come up when I shade better. I have slow mode on because I get in all kinds of trouble on YouTube for not knowing what questions to answer and which ones to answer. So I guess, they don't want it too personal. I don't know. But I have it so they can screen through the questions so I don't get in trouble because I'm not trying to get in trouble when I'm just trying to paint and have a good life over here. But I'm going to start this. I'm going to show you guys because I like to freehand sketch this too. Just so everybody knows that I'm not one of those people that are lying about saying I made this and I didn't make it. But I just look at it, eyeball it. And I like to do it with the crayons because I feel it gives it a little tiny bit more character. Alright, has these big dents this way. After this, the eye comes out like this. But yeah, you just eyeball and practice like this. This is all I've been doing, literally. Making the outline here. I'm doing the facial features of this. I'm trying to get better at faces. And I feel if we're doing pumpkins and trees and stuff, I might be a better artist. So these are just my random little thoughts. Okay, up more. We gotta have a pumpkin here. It's gonna be a really big pumpkin. I mean, why not? It's the evil pumpkin, I guess. Bad pumpkin, whatever you want to call it. Alright. I'm going to come up here with this. Sometimes I feel like if I start freehanding from one side, it's better than the other. But it looks like crap at first, I'm not going to lie. And then you doubt yourself, oh man, it's never going to look like what I want it to look like. But if you have the picture right here and you absolutely are trying, you can get a decent sketch. You just got to have a little faith in yourself sometimes. Sometimes I'm very, I guess, I'm guilty of this myself. Because a lot of times I do doubt myself. I doubt myself when I started live streaming. I've doubted myself most of my life. And now, okay, I decided I'm going to, I probably should have started the mouth, but it's okay. What I'm going to do is start the mouth over here. Because you got the crayon and I'm doing the shading things too. And I want to get this like right under the nose. Because there's like a crevice thing that goes up this way and that way. It's like making a little boat. You just gotta put the signs up here. So, and you can always like watch it, like keep it going, and then I mean, I look at AI images because what else you gonna do, you know? It's the only perfect picture you can get to look at, sketch from, really. Right, these jagged little teeth. I feel if I was a dark person, especially a pumpkin, I would have better teeth. I would think, but maybe if you're dark enough, you just don't care about your teeth. Alright, I'm just putting these little lines here for these little tiny teeth. And they are little tiny teeth. Oh, thank you for the thumbs up. But yeah, I'm getting it here. I gotta make sinister looking eyes soon. But yeah, here's my other painting after I got it done yesterday. That's my spooky tree. And I'm trying to have, I need to make these eyes way bigger. They gotta come out. You know, and there's no reason why these don't have, I mean, it's abstract. There's no reason why they can't look a little different and vicious. I'm gonna put little eyeballs like this here. I'm just gonna make it look kind of sinister looking. And then I'm gonna put lines here so you know it's a pumpkin. There. I mean, you kind of make the picture your own. I feel with abstract art, I mean, AI will show you that, but they don't really have to do these shading lines because they're not actually making this. They're just generating an image. So, being a human, you can kind of, I guess, use it for a good reference point. But also, I like the human aspect in art. I like art that is much more human made. I feel it's better because we have more ideas and we are the brains of it. So I feel everybody should do that. I mean, it's fine to have this for your focal point, AI, but we shouldn't depend on it for every single thing in our lives. And I feel we do because it's only a tool. And if we forget, just like cursive, I don't know if you guys know, but cursive is not in schools. But I do have my cards. If you guys want a reading, okay. gonna make a stand over here. Yeah, I feel this would be nice, like a stand type thing. Okay, we're gonna do little lines here. Alright. Alright, I will show you what the magic of creativity could do. Alright, I drew this from this picture. Yes, I got my idea from AI, but the thing is, I didn't depend on it. I mean, I got the angling, and you get your angles and a general idea of what it will look like, but it's going to change as you do it. That's how these things work. It always changes after you prepare it. It's just what happens. So now I'm gonna get my little chalk stuff out because I'm gonna chalk this. Alright, I got my gray chalk. Alright, I'm going to have the background gray. And I'm doing this on the box because I'm going to paint over this so the cheaper, oh, I guess it's green, never mind, that's okay. But I'm going to have the cheaper paint go in here and it'll give it more life. And I do have better paint coming Monday. Because I'm really enjoying it. But I shade in the back because it's all going to be covered up in regular paint. So you could just go ahead and shade away from here. There we go. I'm just gonna, and I do this so I kind of know what lines and what paint I'm gonna go about. Because I'm thinking about doing this technique when I get on the canvas. Because I did order some of those too. I need something to keep me busy. I have a very curious mind. Oh, God. I get these boxes from work. And they get throwing them away. They all think I'm crazy because I told them I'm a YouTuber. When you're 50 years old and you're an arts and crafts person, you're found yourself one day on YouTube. It's kind of a weird euphoria, I guess you could say. So I had to think about things that I would like to do that other people might find as interesting. And the one things I like to do is this kind of stuff. I mean, I do like yarn, but I don't know how many videos on yarn. So I feel that maybe I just gotta hit upon another arts and craft. I mean, you gotta be diverse in all you do in life. Even if it's arts and crafts. I mean, people get bored. The border I have going on, I made this like a greenish color. And yeah, it doesn't look good now. It don't look like this, but this looked like this did to begin with. That's the crazy thing. And that's why I said bear with me. I got this. I'm gonna shade in down here and it's gray. But I'm gonna shade this thing gray. It kind of gives you when this has dustings and it gets in the paint and gives it literally will give it some shading and even help change the color. Like if you know what colors kind of go together to create another color. So you could do that and just have fun mix together your colors. What? I'm going to shade that in gray because I want the paint to get all these good shadings because it goes in with the paint, and that's really what we want in this technique. And this technique is stuff little kids could do. I don't try to be doing stuff that is high caliber here. We're talking about this an activity for little kids, so. Oh, I'm really going to have to get more of these eventually. Alright. Alright, I wanted this kind of like to serve like a table thing. But this is kind of how I want some of these dustings. Alright. And then up here I'm going to have it dark. I want it mixed in with black up here. So I'm just going to start doing this. And these are all the colors you want mixed in with your watercolor. Honestly, that's all you want. You want to know what to mix in with this watercolor. And these are the edges of your painting. And like I said, I'm using a cardboard box. You can have a bunch of 9 and 10-year-olds do it over here, even a 5-year-old or 6-year-old doing this. And it would not cost you that much money. I promise you, it really would not. I mean, people, I'm just putting a little there because I'm going to shade it in with some gray too. See, because we want that black defined in the eyes. And I'm going to take these little bit of teeth and do that with black. Do that. You want all these nice defining things. Because once you get the paint and the pumpkin, that's when it comes to life. But it's all this preparation to make sure that it stays good. So, oh, alright. Now, go take, I am exhausted from our other 2 walks. Oh boy. That was something, those walks. It was like a marathon walk. It was fun, yes. It was very fun with the other 2 live streams. But I feel like I was at the gym all day. Okay. I thought this was one color, but it's not looking like a blue. That's okay. I mean, it's a fun Halloween decoration. You're not looking to be Picasso and all these. You're not supposed to be a great artist. This is supposed to be something that children, a craft for children also. And that is why I'm doing it. I gear most of my things for families and for maybe mothers out there that are kind of wondering what to do with their kids, that they can save some money and have a fun activity. And these are one of these fun activities. They really honestly are. And it's cheap. I used to do all this. My kids loved it when they were younger. Then when they got older, they was like, "Mom, we gotta make stuff. Can't we just do this? I really want this for Christmas. I know there's not a Santa Claus and all this craziness that they do." But anyways, I put a little bit of blue in with that black, and we're not done because it has to look like something like this. It has to look like a legit painting when you're done, and it will. It honestly will. I promise you. And for some reason, this kind of stuff does help my anxiety. Even being on here and airing it. It does help me. And I found my orange pastel thing. So we're gonna go like this. Even though he's sinister looking, this guy here, he's still a pumpkin. We gotta treat it with the same kind of respect we would any pumpkin. Because he's still a pumpkin. So he's gonna be orange with bad fashion sense, but he has all that evil smile and stuff going on. But this is what he's supposed to be. I'm gonna have it like this. Have that coming down here. I redefine these lines again. Because when you get to this point, you totally can. You can change how your lines are. And when you start free sketching with the crayon. Because once you get to the point, right, this is all before the paint. So you can redefine your lines, figure out where you're coming and going with this. Alright. And now this mouth is right here. Because I messed up on that earlier. And it's okay if you or the kids mess up on this. It is totally fine because these aren't meant to be perfect. These are these things that you keep around the house where the kids made it when they were in school and you keep it all the years when they're younger and remember when they were cute and innocent type thing. I mean, that's all these really are. And honestly, it just brings back better times making these kind of things. Because I used to do these things with my kids, and sometimes I miss it. I mean, it was a pain in the ass for a couple of years, but you know, you miss things. And then when it's all the times all over, you kind of miss all those little times. And then I realized why people would say to me when I was a younger mother, enjoy them like they are now. And I don't think they meant it to be mean. I think they legitly did it because they were trying to tell me that once they're grown, it changes. So I'm glad I had my good time with my kids. That I do. I'm happy about. So, and yeah, it's over when it's over, but then a new chapter begins. And sometimes it starts with a rocky start, and it did with my kids. They picked bad women. But that's what you're going to do. Things kind of changed on me. People change up. That's how life goes, even your children at times, but then they always come back. All right, I got this so far. I'm gonna, I got my little water here and this big brush. I got a big brush set coming. A big brush set. And it even comes with a couple canvases. I got it from Amazon. And it was super cheap. It wasn't even expensive. You would think it would be, but it's not. I have Amazon Prime. I got a problem with shopping. But I want to start with my lighter colors because all this little chalking and stuff here. You know what? I should have tucked this and chalked this here because this is the worst paint on this planet. It really is. It's just a horrible paint. This is brown. I think it's pink. I thought for sure I had that. These pastel things are hard to tell. Here's my orange I had. Okay. I'm gonna need, since I'm working with cardboard, because when you got kids and all that, let's say you got a bunch of kids and everybody needs something, these little canvases things, they cost some money. So if you can make cardboard do, why not? That's what I say. Why not? Sometimes the simple things in life are the most fun and the things that you remember the most. You don't remember the restaurant that you busted ass and it was like $200 a plate or whatever. And you will remember a good vacation. Yeah, that you would remember, but it's these simple family things you remember in the end. So that's why I say to cherish the times, and have fun with them. And I try to, and I like to do stuff, but I mean, I'm, I haven't done painting in a lot of years. It was like since college was the last time I painted. I do remember sort of the basics. That's why I'm able to freehand stuff like this. But I cannot do faces. And I wish I could, but I can't, and it's very hard. I'm going to make these black, these little lines that I want for my pumpkin. Signify that he's a pumpkin and not some crazy psycho killer. I'm going to have a read finding it in here because, I mean, it's Halloween. So, I was watching a possession movie. It was The Exorcisms, and it was like these three priests and all that. They planned this exorcism. And anyways, and it was the person that was possessed was the one that her wishes were to bring all these people in place. Just so happens the demon was setting them up, and then in the end, a lot of people died. And I was sitting there thinking, why? And it was crazy movie, but it was all right. I mean, I do like to get my little holiday stuff going. I really enjoy the holidays. I mean, lately when since I've been depressed a little here and there, I really haven't celebrated it. Like last year, we had a rough year, and I just wasn't in the motivation. But this year, the husband got his promotion and stuff, so I cover up this so when I start the painting, I can get this inside area good. And I don't have any white paint. I have white paint coming, I think, for the white areas that I want to help it lighter and you can't tell it's so cardboardy. But I'm doing this as a base because these kind of palettes are very sucky. But they're good for practice. It's good for young artists. I mean, you could, if you're a true artist and you're trying to practice, I mean, I'm not going to sit there and pay $40 for a canvas every single time I try. I'll use a box. I mean, once I get a little better at it, I might use one occasionally for one that I might want to put up around the house and not just donate or something like that. But other than that, I'll be using these. All right, and I'm putting white in here. Oh yeah, you can. I'm gonna put the white in here. Yeah, let me just finish this here and I'll wipe my hands from this chalk. It's one of my favorite seasons coming up here. I told my husband, I don't care, you got a promotion, all this crap. I was like, if I'm sitting here doing arts and crafts, I might as well make my own decorations. And he was like, I agree. So he's out with his nephew now. But yeah, I got this here. And then I'll be ready to paint this baby. And I literally did that freehand. So you can't even, it's like no cost to you when you do that stuff because you made it completely yourself. And it's good fun. I think it's good fun. All right. Oh, hey, it happens with kids. I mean, your kids will pick bad women and do this, and then they come back. And my one son's already started, he kind of regrets getting married. The other son they broke up and he's still finding himself, but you gotta be careful. You can't let people get the best of you. You let people take your best of you, then it literally can destroy a year of your life or 2 years of your life. So, oh, hello, Elaine. All right. Okay, I just got an M for the general reading. So, all right, I'm just gonna do, actually, what I'm gonna do, we'll do for general pathways, we'll just do one card for love, one card for like money issues, and we'll just go from there, and then another one for, I don't know, let's call it for what path is set for that. There's no one set way of doing these things. That's however you interpret it. And we'll just start doing that. All right. In your love sector, you got a full moon of Virgo, which just means that the spirits are that you're okay to have more love and you're a good person and it's a time for healing because you have a lot of hurt in that area. And prosperity and money and stuff, you got a balsamic moon. And that's also a healing card, which means there's been money issues. And I think we all have through COVID had a lot of money issues. We're just coming out of having a lot of money issues. So, and we'll just do the third card for your circumstances and all that. And you got a full moon in Sagittarius pretty much surrounding both of these cards. And that just is not bad. It's just telling you that to look beyond your pain. So I feel that October is going to be a month of self awareness, but they're not blocking you from anything bad. It's they just want you to recover emotionally from things that have been going on and try to stabilize yourself. Maybe even get yourself one of the meditation crystals. I would do that. and try to find out what they want you to do and how they want how what would be a good change in your life. Really well. They do this stuff to me all the time. And I can see things and they still not do that. That's how spirits are. They don't discriminate. This is why I sit here and paint. But anyways, I'm done with that. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take the orange paint with this orange chalk so you can't tell it's a cardboard box. I was trying to find an easy way to practice a lot of different paintings and have something every stream that was cost effective. And I feel this is cost effective because I mean, these boxes are free at work. And I just take it right up in where the chalk is, and I kind of I don't mind if this gets blended in a little bit with the black because it does change the color and it does actually work with the paint, this pastel stuff, which is really cool that it does this. That's what I discovered yesterday. I've just been experimenting with things all day long. Sometimes if you experiment with things, especially arts and crafts, you find a different way of doing it that could help you. Oh, you're welcome. I hope I was a help. Morning. Is it morning? It looks like morning over here. All right. I just use this and it secures the chalk because it doesn't fall off the painting. That it doesn't. Not come off the painting. There we go. It looks like a nice dark pumpkin. It's kind of going to be, if he's an evil pumpkin, he's kind of not associating with the other pumpkins here. And they generally don't care about their appearance, as would tell you in all the horror movies about this kind of stuff. So you don't have to worry about it so much. So I just have the black kind of going in with the others. Because I already got me a nice spooky tree, so I wanted a spooky pumpkin. I'll put it somewhere up in the apartment. I have a sketching outside, but I'll probably end up having a painting out there too. And move this. Alright. I'll move down this way. Because this is, first the pumpkin looks okay, but you want to get it to look like a painting a little bit. So you're constantly doing downward strokes. And let me show you this here. I got this halfway ready. See? Starting to come alive, the pumpkin. And that's all I'm doing is downward strokes and adding in this chalk. I mean, and it's turning out a really nice color. But you got to add this pastel stuff. It seems to help with the cardboard. That it does. just going the underbelly. I'm just going digging downward strokes because all of my lines are going down. Kind of just how you would paint a wall, you paint the pumpkin. That's how that goes. And you just keep it going down like this. And then you could go sideways with it just to make sure you're not doing too many strokes the opposite way. And mix in all the chalk. You want to mix it in. I mean, on the end where it looks like it's all bunched up, that chalk, I'm just making a nice little line with this. And it's turning out nice, but you just take it because you don't want the chalk laying around. You don't want that. That would be bad. But yeah, I'm just doing this, that. Now I'm just redefining the lines. Kind of looking sinister already, honestly. There's a nice ominous colors going on here. You want it to be ominous. That's why they always have ominous tones when you're learning guitar or piano or whatever. Everything is more ominous in itself, so you're going down, keep going down. See, I would do this in my living room, but I have a whole lot of stuff going on. I got laundry out there and a bunch of other stuff. Because I had to do a couple laundries and I got things hanging in my living room. I'm trying to get out of here. I mean, little by little it's going. I'm just gonna cover this and make it black this nose. I think it would be better black. There. I'm gonna make it kind of black. Since everything's kind of melting together here. I'm just gonna go do some downward strokes again. Alright. There you go. I'm just adding water around the eyes where I had the black chalk, and it actually is making black paint. That's all you got to do, right where the black chalk is kind of, even though it doesn't matter what color you have, it's going to redefine all of these lines and make it really pop out. That's what it does. It makes it look very cool. You know what? Looking like a kid. But I feel adults could use this method just to kind of make their stuff look good. Alright, there we go. And just making them even more defined. But this pumpkin's actually starting to look pretty cool. Alright, I got this side. fix up. I mean, you gotta fix it up, and you gotta go through all of this with watercolor. So this is why I'm thinking about putting it on the canvases when I start doing it this way, because I feel it helps me out in shading a lot better. But shading is half the battle. It really is. And this really helps you with shading. When you're trying to paint, it's not so much even if you're a good sketch artist. That's okay. But being a good sketch artist, you still gotta kind of know how to blend stuff. But yeah, this Funk Puff is doing pretty good. There we go. All right. All right, now the pumpkin is done. I got to do the little top of his head. But yeah, got that. See, it's in there. I'm going to do his little tops down with some brown. Got the brown back here. Black. Oh, this is brown. All right. Okay, this is brown, so I'm going to do that here. All right. Okay. I'm just going to read it. I just pushing all the way down on this end. Just do downward jumps when you have all of this chalk up in here. Because the chalk really moves in with everything else, see? And I literally did this myself. I mean, you can't beat this here. All right, I got blue up here. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. All right, my top here is blue, so right, get over here. This way. There we go. So I'm doing this section. This ended up being blue, and that's okay. All right, then you just move in here. All right. And I just move in. I'm just doing downward strokes because I'm trying to cover up the appearance that this is a box. You don't want people knowing that this is a box. All right, here. I get as much of this painted as I can. You gotta cover all this in with paint. All of it has to be covered in with paint. That's how that goes. Can you tell me? I don't think I could even answer that. I mean, in all honesty, I can't tell you that. I sense that there was a great fight, and I don't think there's anything the spirits could help you out with that one. Honestly, if you were separated from Jay, it was for a reason, and I would honestly embrace it, and I would meditate upon it because sometimes when you're separated from your loved ones, it's for a reason. I will tell you that. I was separated from my sons because they were they were in a bad path for a while, and now they're getting better. But the the world separates you. I used to think I was being punished all the time, but if you're being separated from this Jay and stuff like that, and he's able to go about and be with someone else, then obviously there's something wrong with it, whatever the circumstances is, and they're trying to protect you. And their protection at times can seem cruel, but the more you persist on trying to be with that person, it protects you from them. The separation gets worse, and you can, in the end, be humiliated if they feel it's for your own better good to be away from them. You will be away from them. But be careful because if you keep messing around with stuff, sometimes they will show you that person with another person and they'll get that person to find another person to make sure you're not with that person. Because we all have a purpose in the world. I was eliminated from two men and I'm on my third, and that's just the way life is. Now that I'm older, I get that why it was done. And now that I'm older and wiser, I found out why. So if this Jay has moved on to other pastures, you may have to yourself. But that looks very nice. Maybe try to paint. I feel painting is very alligating. Alligating. Okay, now I got this part done. All right, there. Kind of nice. Well, that's dark blue, so slippers are right here. Oh, Lord. Oh. Like number 3. What are American? No one could know that, Brian. It really, you can't know somebody's feelings. If you were separated from Amanda or she found someone else to tickle her fancy, if she was doing something that wasn't good, you will be separated from a person also. It's terrible in life, but it happens. And it's pretty much what happens with just about everyone. You will find someone else, but honestly, I'm glad I lost the two I had to have my husband because he's better than what they were, and at the time, I thought they were the best. So you got to think about this. And honestly, women really want men a lot. But be careful if you have any kind of real money because some of them are real money guzzlers. And believe me, all the money guzzlers went after my kids, so and they're finding out this. So you gotta find out that I guess when in time and you gotta be able to let go because if you can't let go and it's where and you eventually have to and you won't, they will make you let go, Brian. And I say this with a heavy heart because it has happened to me. Oh, his teeth look better so much like that. That's why I'm over here doing arts and crafts because in a chaotic world, this is what you get when you can see things. I think the teeth look better. But this is why I throw myself into arts and crafts. When you see too much and you get separated by people all the time because they're always doing some crazy things that they shouldn't be doing, this is what happens. And sometimes good people are stuck in the receiving end of all that. It's the way life has always been. When you get old, when you're younger, you don't understand why it's so cruel and unfair, but it is what it is. And you're a good person, Brian, because you're worried about it. But there's Amanda. She could be playing you. She could not be. I would not put all my feelings into it until you know for sure how she feels, and don't let her manipulate you. Because this is what people that do that are manipulative. You got all kinds of people out there. You got the gossipers that like to pretty much they like to brag. They like to pretend they're better than everybody else and they're not. You got a bunch of those people. There's many people in the world. So be glad if you're being protected, but don't give in to the BS also. You don't know if you're meant to be or marry somebody until you've been with them about 2 years. Don't give in to all that you got to get married right away, this and that. Marriage is about financial and it is about love also, but it's about financial. If you got nothing to bring to the table and a baby appears, you can't just tell the guy, oh, you do it all. No, you got to go to that table. You got to work a job or two and you got to do stuff. Because, my friends, I tell you, when I went through when I went through my divorce, if I was not working, I would have not had custody of my kids. And I am a woman, heavy hearted saying this, but a lot of my fellow women out there are not very independent. And I do work with a lot of women, and they are honestly always saying how they play men. And they literally, there was one girl at my work. She was dating 5 guys and didn't tell either of them about each other. So, and one of them was somebody that worked there. So, you never know this. And she had me fooled for the longest time. I just thought she was real nice until I found out all this she was doing. So, you cannot trust these females out there. I would literally, if you're dating her, you want to know how Amanda feels, I tell Amanda, what I would be talking to her about, are you going to school? What are you doing for a job? Blah, blah, blah. I'm not giving you any of my money until you can show me you could produce your own money, because a lot of these girls are getting lazy because they feel that this is the 1940s and they can just stay home and get pregnant or just go after you for child support. And I know this because I got two boys, 30 and 20. And that's exactly what these girls did. But my older son, she married my son, but she put him in debt. So they're in a lot of debt, and she ended up having a miscarriage. So and he had money. Doesn't now, but he had it. Maybe he can get out of debt if he divorces her, or at least leaves her, or somebody leaves somebody. I mean, the baby already wasn't born, so that was a sign. So sometimes love is blind. This is why that's not true. You don't think with your heart, you think with your brain. And you tell your women that if you want, we could have sex. We're using a condom. I'm not getting you pregnant. Absolutely not. I will give you your fun time, but you are absolutely not getting in my pocketbook, and you're absolutely not going to take advantage of me. This is what you tell these women. And that's it. And don't be a sucker for everything. Because men do the same thing and women are copying. And we got the green side done. Oh, happy green. Happy green. Alright, now I'm going to do this border over here. Well, this painting's turning out pretty dang good. Sometimes I start these things, I never know if it's going to go good or bad. And I don't think this is really coming out too bad today. It's a happy surprise. Alright. Thinking about using purple down here with this blue and mixing it. I have a whole lot of it here. I mean, purple's a fun holiday color. Even though I got the blue shaded in, we're still going to do it. There you go. I'm going to do this. Oh, yes, this purple with this is ending up this really nice. I mean, I might be good just at regular Halloween decoration painting eventually one day. I mean, why not? It is awfully fun. Keeps your mind off things, keeps my mind from wandering in general. There. I'm taking this down lines. I'm redefining over here so my pumpkin doesn't get affected because I have that pumpkin the way I like it now. This is like the table it's sitting on. I'm kind of just doing just like a scary pumpkin that somebody would have made in the family type effect. But yeah, just a little imagination and some preparation. You guys can have hours of fun as a family. And you can get fancy or leave it real basic. It's really up to the person that's doing it. I'm the kind of person that likes, since I'm actually trying to get in the groove of painting again, I am trying to make it a little fancy because I'm trying to prepare for canvas. But if it's just meant for the purpose of a family, I mean, so what? Make it whatever way you want to make it. Anything to keep those kids busy. Because those kids will try to do just about anything, get out of the house, and God knows who they're talking to. And then you got all these drugs out there. I mean, back when I was raising my kids, this is what we used to do. I don't know what they do now. I think they do. I hope kids just don't run out of the house and try to do drugs. The way they make a sound, that's why they make a sound. I'm hoping that's not happening. I know plenty of policemen and stuff. I know their kids aren't doing this type of activity. But this is turning out pretty good. I mean, at least I'm good with holiday ornaments. And like I said when I started this, I'm not trying to be a Picasso. I'm not saying I'm a mainstream artist. I just try to do arts and crafts because it actually calms me and I smoke way less weed doing this. I really do. I think I only smoked one bowl today and I'm like on medical marijuana. I don't consume my whole life with having to smoke weed. I feel if you do anything over a certain limit, you kind of are missing a whole other point in your life. Yeah, marijuana is good, but it's smoking. I think there's a point where you can get too involved with that too. I don't think you should be too involved with really anything in your life that much of a substance that really is not naturally there all the time in large levels. And I'm not trying to dog on anybody who is a huge pothead out there, but just do what you need to do, the limit, and just don't overdo it because I feel like sometimes it could, you can oversee other things in your life. Who my daughter's boyfriend from South Carolina. They laid off Monday. He loved that job and is depressed. I could do a one card reading and see what they are saying about his financial sector. That I can't do. That's not impeding on free will. You're not asking about how someone's feeling or what they're personally doing in their life. So that I can. But I just lay it out for you. I mean, I feel a lot of these guys out there that are doing this kind of stuff forget about the free will. But we'll see, because it is depressing. I do get it. All right. In his work situation, he's in the path of a full moon in Cancer. And that just means about personal issue. So he's in the middle of that. And I feel there was a personal issue at work or something that led to this, is from what they were saying. And surrounding this path is a new moon in Scorpio and a waxing crescent moon. A new moon in Scorpio is he's just afraid he's not going to be able to pay his bills. It just talks about fears. The scorpions, everyone's afraid of a scorpion coming and biting them. That's what all that's about. And waxing crescent moon he got, and that's all about faith. I do see him getting a job, but it's going to be at least a month or two. So maybe, I don't know, maybe if you guys could come together and maybe just cut costs of whatever you need to cut. I mean, I've had to do this recently. I've been living like pioneer woman around here, so I get it. I was, we're without a car, and his boss is my husband's boss actually buying my husband a car. I do not want to drive it, but it'll be good for him. So I feel if you guys group together in about a month or two, something's gonna come along. But I know it's hard times, but maybe I'm trying to think of, like, if you guys have any kind of crystals, or just if you're of faith, like Catholic type thing, you can use that too. Anything that you don't need a crystal for meditation. If you have like a family Bible, something, or an old family cross, that works the same as a crystal. It's, I mean, not enough crystal people mention the aspect of God and the crosses, but crosses are very powerful because they represent, especially if it was of somebody that you love, their cross. If you put it above your bed and you pray with it, and it's an old family cross, that could help you get him a job sooner because you're calling on the light. And old family crosses, they literally expect, like, they're always to the light. It's really hard to corrupt a cross. I will tell you that. That's why demons don't like crosses, because they can't corrupt it. It literally represents life and goodness. And they can't they can't fight it. They can't do anything with it. Especially if somebody is praying over that cross that believes. And I know, and I'm not copying this from movies. I'm saying it's, I've been a Catholic. I am still Catholic. I have seen the power of the cross, and I do suggest the power of the cross to people even before like certain crystals and stuff, because with crystals sometimes you have to be careful and stuff, because you got to be able to read energy. But with just with a cross, all you got to do is have faith. And I would start praying with a cross like that. And generally, God could make things speed up things a little bit. And I know that you don't usually hear this from tarot readers, but God's very important. So that's what I would do. And maybe just try to ride through it. I mean, they lived through the Great Depression. My grandmother was making homemade biscuits and all this stuff. So, and they survived. I mean, there's always, you could take the buses and stuff. When I was low on money with when the kids were little and I really just couldn't afford a car, it would have been the rent. I just literally took a bus and went to work and stuff. Sometimes, sometimes the light wants you to learn your lessons in different ways. They could be your biggest critic, the light. And I've seen God many times because I don't worship the dark. I worship righteousness. What's right and what's wrong. So This is a very nice pumpkin. I'm very happy I decided to do a pumpkin today. I actually think that tomorrow this will look even more amazing. But the pumpkin's all done. Here it is. There's my spooky pumpkin. And like I said when I first started this episode, it looked like a crazy bunch of crap. And now it looks like an actual painting and it's on cardboard, stuff that you throw in the garbage. So, and then I got my spooky tree. And then I was thinking about maybe tomorrow doing a graveyard. So, continue to help my friend with her fashion business because I feel she's being picky led. Well, if you feel that your friend is being picky and all that, there's these kind of people that are in the world that act like they're doing a bunch of work and they feel that the world owes them things. And they don't want to, like, they won't go to McDonald's or these things. I worked at a donut shop when I was going through college. Wherever there was money, because my child at that time, I was a single mom, I was going through school. My youngest, Brandon, and I literally went. I worked at a Donut Connection. I don't even think they're open anymore, but I worked at Donut Connection and I went to school and that was it. But if you're not willing to, if she's being picky and stuff, she wants somebody to constantly bail her out, I would just say, I'm not funding that kind of activity. You got your own life to live and stop helping people that won't help themselves. Because if she really wanted to help herself, she wouldn't be picky. She'd be happy with what she got. For people like that want to be pampered, those are the first ones that'll stab you in the back. So I will tell you that. And they're spoiled. Being spoiled, this is where it ends. Sometimes when you're spoiled too bad, you got to hit rock bottom. You got to hit rock bottom and realize that you're not going to deal with it. And they got to deal with themselves. So that's what I would do. And I've done it to people, and people then stopped talking to me for a year. Then a year later, they told me I was right. But I'm going to go ahead. Now I'm done with this pumpkin and put it up to dry. And I'll be on tomorrow. I don't know. I'm thinking about putting, when this dries, putting a graveyard right over here. And I'm gonna hang it like this, and then put the spooky tree, and then have the graveyard here. And I'm gonna keep these two together. So, and then we'll have this whole scene done. But you guys keep your head up. Like I said, get yourself an old cross. It doesn't matter if it's the Catholic one with Jesus dying on the cross. I don't care what kind of cross it is, as long as it's a cross. It could be a wooden cross, whatever you prefer. Pray over a cross or a cross that means something to you from someone that loved you. You could do that also. And I guarantee your guys' lives will be better. I have a cross, a Catholic cross that my mother-in-law gave me that I have right next to my bed. And I'm Catholic, so it's the one with him dying on the cross. And I'm doing tarot card readings because God is life. And if you need help in your path, you should always say, and it's my favorite Bible saying because I've had 12 years of Catholic school. You always, like, as you get real scared about something, you say, as I walk through the valley of darkness, you could say this through the day. And honestly, it helps. because sometimes when you're walking into work or just certain situations, you feel like you're going through a valley of darkness. So that's what I always do. And I know it sounds stupid that I do that, like I'm in the middle of a horror movie, but sometimes it feels that way when you pick up energy and you feel like you are in a valley of darkness. So, and I forgot what passage that is in the Bible. I studied the Bible 12 years of Catholic school, so but it's so easy and it takes away your fears. It really does. But I'm gonna get going. Thank you for the great conversation. I enjoyed being with you guys, and tomorrow the husband does work, so I should be able to finish my cemetery tomorrow. And I'll probably be another dog walking stream too at some point in the day. Because I gotta work Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and Chong's not gonna be able to go to have a big park day, so we might have another big park day. I don't know. But thank you for everything, and I appreciate all you guys. And I will be on tomorrow because I don't work tomorrow. So, and you guys have a great day.